Life coaching is a science, and a lot of people will raise their eyebrows on that. While this is the second fastest growing industry in the world today, next to IT, it is unfortunate that many individuals would raise their eyebrows when coaching professionals like me would offer coaching services. It's just like me, I need coaching. Why would I entrust my life with you? Why would I seek your service? Why would I allow you to question me and ask questions again and again and make me believe that you'll get to help me? And it's unfortunate that while the opportunities to grow the profession and to advance this profession that truly works, a lot of people seems to be questioning how effective it is, or I would say, is it really a true profession? Or do you get scum when you pray to have an opportunity to work with a life coach, and do you really get scum when you pay a life coach? Well, there's a lot of testimonials that life coaching works. On the screen are my clients who would tell you that life coaching works. I am a product of life coaching. I do train people about life coaching. And for us, life coaching truly works. But could I make you believe that life coaching works? Tonight, I'm going to make you see the neural symphony of life coaching, or I would say the life coaching is a science, or the science behind life coaching. Good evening, man. Good evening, Master Coach Jasmine. Good evening, fellow coaches. Good evening to all our Master Tribe builders. So now I want all the Master Builder apprentice, all the MBA to just give me a shout out and say, I'm an MBA here. And I'll tell you why it's truly important to have a tribe when you start your coaching profession, or when you start believing that coaching is a science. So, you are joining me for day 17 of our 31 days beyond the grind, mastering the art of hustle in the year 2024. This is Master Coach A. And if we are crossing borders for the first time, I am doing this Life Coach Corner series for the first month of the year 2024. And this is going to be a 31 days journey. I'm now on my 17th day because my intention is to help coaching professional, coaching enthusiasts, coaching clients, and those people on the bench still looking at this advancement in the field of coaching to believe that coaching is a skill that you should not miss, especially in the post-pandemic era. Now, everyone on the screen, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat for joining me tonight. Now, did you know that there is such a thing as 90-10 rule? Okay, so how many of you have heard, if you are my student in mental model classes, master classes, if you are part of Be Learning Society, many of you have already heard, or you are probably particular and you know about the 80-20 rule. Okay, if you have heard the 80-20 rule, what is the other term or the common term for the 80-20 rule? Okay, so let me just get started with the 80-20 rule. Okay, let me know that. Okay, now, tonight, okay, I'm going to start my conversations with you with the 90-10 rule. How many of you likes that? 90-10 rule. Hmm? Okay, Pareto. So, to all the MBA, shout out to all of you. Okay, so I can see you now. Coach Norge, Coach Marife, Coach Orville, of course, Master Coaches me, and hello friend, maraming salamat. So, the bread, okay, bread saves. So, later on in life, okay, you will start to see the creation of Master Coaches me in the world of baking. So, I'm so excited for that. To just allow me to just give a shout out to Master Coaches me. Maraming salamat. So, I love the bread, okay. So, I can see Coach Rizal here now. Okay, Coach Darbel. Okay, maraming salamat. Okay, so for everyone who've been sending food, for everyone who've been sending your wishes, okay, your get well soon. Maraming pong salamat. So, your greetings, your prayers do wonders. And I'm so blessed tonight to be able to come in. I'm sorry, it's kind of late, but I'm so excited that I can still do this episode. So this is episode 17 or day 17. And now I'm going to start off with um the 90-10 rule. Okay, 90-10 rule. So if you have heard of the 90-10 rule, hashtag 90. Okay, so let's try it. Okay, how many of you have heard of the 90-10 rule? If you have heard of it, can you please put it in the chat box, hashtag 90. Sino dito narinig nyo na po ang 90-10 rule? Okay, Master Coach Jasmine said, not yet. Okay, so just want to check. Okay, how many of you have heard the 90-10 rule? So again, if you are following through, last night I talked about life coaching as an art, the artistry behind coaching. Tonight I am moving into life coaching as a science. So the Neural Symphony of coaching. So tonight I'm gonna dive into Coach Marife, have you heard of the 90-10 rule? Okay, so if you have heard of the 90-10 rule, please let me know in the chat box, let me know in the comment. Have you heard of it? Have you used it? What do you know about the 90-10 rule? Okay, explain din sa 80-20 na hindi siya total. Okay, hindi siya total na 100%. Okay, but I'm gonna give you something tonight about the 90-10 rule. But before that, okay, if you are new to life coaching, if you are new to Life Coach Philippines, there are three things that we do here. We train, we coach, and we build tribe as we help your unstoppable dreams come true. That's the very reason why I started Greetings, all the Master Builder Apprentice. Okay, so this MBA is my second apprenticeship program. My first is the Master Coaching, and the first Master Coach that pass the entire training is Master Coach Jasmine. So, and then my second program is the Master Builder Apprentice, and of course, the long-running coaching certification class, which is actually Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. Class 19 is up next on February 2 and February 3. So if you have not yet joined the professional training, the CPD accredited Life Coach Certification Program that we offer here in Life Coach Philippines, I truly encourage you to take a look at what we're doing. You can check www.lifecoachphilippines.com for more information. But for tonight, I'm going to share with you why life coaching is truly a science. Now, there was couple of years back. I'm not sure if you are familiar, if you're following. No offense meant. Mark Cuban. So, how many of you have heard of Mark Cuban? Okay, Mark Cuban. Okay, once said that he's not a believer of coaching. He's not a believer, or he would not hire a coach or a mentor to work with him. Okay, so he the reason why he said that is because he believed that life coaching or getting a mentor or asking somebody or hiring somebody to hold your hand and guide you through is a shortcut. Okay, so that's his perspective. And why I'm citing Mark Cuban, because after he said that, a lot of people have negatively express their sentiments that, hey, believe that many coaching professionals felt bad because Mark Cuban is a respected person in the industry, and for him not to believe in life coaching, kind of ouch. Okay, then again, you've got Bill Gates. Okay, the famous Bill Gates have published that everyone in the entire world, okay, everyone should be getting coaching. Now there's this stretch, okay, among thought leaders that's working with a life coach creates significant impact in your life. Don't you get scum when you pay coaches million worth? Okay, so there are coaching professionals, there are coaching experts in the industry that worth a million, okay, peso converted, okay, for 1 hour, okay, the most expensive, which I'm not gonna mention the name, uh, is charging 3 million per hour. Yes, there are individuals, there are coaching professionals who are able to do it, and I don't think they're scam, okay, because I do work with coaches, and some of the coaches that I've worked with, I don't even get to last 15 minutes, okay, so a 15-minute coaching call can just last 5 minutes and I'm done, okay. So why I'm telling you all of this, because regardless of, you are one person who truly believe that life coaching is true, effective, working, because here's the thing, okay, we can all be biased, and if the things don't work for you, you can say life coaching don't work, and if life coaching works, then you say life coaching works. But here's how I'd like to position it tonight. So again, if you watch episode 16 last night, okay, I had a demonstration of how life coaching is an art, and how artistry plays into me, to my coaching tribe, doing the profession. And tonight, I'm gonna open the world of science to all of you. Of course, I'm not gonna do some experiments here in front of you. I'm not gonna have some test tubes, okay, to for you to see that, hey, woo, we've got this scientific evidences. So, but what I'm gonna do here is this, okay? So, hear me out, okay? That not just because somebody died in the hospital, then medicine is a failure. Not because somebody died of cancer, it doesn't mean that chemotherapy is not effective. And not because one patient of one doctor decided not to continue with the medications, or decided to seek alternative medicine, doesn't mean the doctor is not effective. How many of you gets that? Okay. Can you just get me a sound yes? Okay. So when I say sound yes, I mean to say you contemplating on it. Am I making sense? All right. That not just because a weather forecast failed, or maybe it didn't rain. Okay, by the way, okay, so those signals, many people would say, well, it's signal number 3, signal number 2, why there's no rain? Because the signal when there's typhoon is not about the rain, it's about the air. And so why am I telling you all of these things is because in creative part, or the artistic part of coaching, there's a lot of ways for you to argue about the effectivity, or how effective life coaching. But thanks to MRI. So how many of you have heard the MRI, or magnetic? Okay, so there is a technology, okay, advances in technology such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI. Okay, when we use this, okay, we are able to end the trial and error, and we can truly make people understand why change and growth happen when individuals go through a process such as coaching. Now, with the help of MRI or fMRI, we can show you what happens to a person's brain during, after coaching. So these are things that, kudos to science. So before I dive into that, I just want you to know that while intuitively, okay, we can look at people getting results from life coaching, we don't do this profession without resources, without science, without research, and without backup of processes. It is unfortunate that many people would claim to be doing life coaching when they are still doing mentoring, consulting, or advising. And people would say, how in the world can you help people with simple questions. By the way, we don't ask questions or simple questions as the world standard would call it simple. We ask questions to facilitate a process in the brain of our clients. So how many of you are getting this now? How many? Okay. So imagine this. Okay. Imagine this. When clients come, okay, when clients are most of the time, okay, clients come to coaching sessions with a particular concern. Okay. However, they are not so sure of what's the area of their lives. Okay. What is the area of their life that they truly need working? They don't. So oftentimes you hear people, how many of you gets this? How many people would say, my problem is money? How many of you have asked, what's your problem? And typically people would say, love life. What else? Money. But truly, these individuals cannot pinpoint what part of their life is truly needs rehabilitations. Do I get a yes? Do you get to understand what I'm talking about here? Now, the thing here, when a coach is present, okay, when a coach is present and the coach, okay, can facilitate a process that is flexible, open, dynamic, okay, you know what happens? In the coherent energetic field, okay, so this kind of science, okay, in the coherent energetic field, okay, you will start to see, okay, that the questioning would have an impact in the way, okay, in the ways that are not probably conscious at that moment. So probably you think that the client will just answer and respond and give their thoughts. However, what is not seen, and oftentimes they think it's not important or you can let it go, is that when the questioning goes back and forth, okay, what happens is there is greater sense of awareness that's happening in the subconscious mind because the questioning is kind of calm, safe, okay, and it's just like having a conversation that opens a lot of opportunities, okay, for the subconscious mind to respond. Now, often the response may come, okay, after the coaching session. So, how many of you here, if you're my client, okay, or you had a coaching moment with me, that the answer to the questions would truly come after a day, two, or sometimes weeks and months. How many of you had that experience? Or maybe a particular coaching questions just pop up again sometime after all the months that you had the coaching sessions. How many of you had that kind of experience? Okay. Now, it is, how many of you got that? Yes. Okay. Now, coaching is a science backup process. Okay. It is a science backup process that enables human growth and change. Now, I'm going to go back, okay? I'm going to go back to my 90-10 principle or case study. Now, there is evidences, okay, from the field of neuroscience, okay, that truly confirms that the philosophy, the tools, the process of coaching is in powerful alignment with how the brain works or brain development. when you look at it from the neuroscience foundation, okay, and you allow the coach to be positioned in a space of engagement where the coach get to engage the brain in ways that the brain can respond with openness, creativity, and in a space that is safe, which we call optimal environment for neuroplasticity. What would happen is change happen, transformation happen, and it's almost always plus minus because this is science and there's margin of error or margin of discrepancy at times. It will lead to lasting change. Now, why did I mention the 90-10 rule? Because, okay, here's my explanation. Did you know, that most of the research shows that the 90-10 rule, okay, would be the reason why some ideas survive and some ideas die. Let me repeat that. The 90-10 rule, okay, explains why some ideas, some discoveries would survive and others would die. And what do I mean by this? Now, 90% of the studies conducted would be, giving you a typical result. What when I say typical result is that when they do conduct their study, whatever they're looking at, 90% would yield to the result that they are expecting. It means that most of the studies, most of the research that would normally be done is actually confirmatory. However, there is such a thing as 10%, which is not typical or sometimes contradicting. And it is unfortunate that this is what many would use, that 10%. Now, I'd like to tell you that yes, there are things that fails based on science. Like I have clients and I would employ the principle, the process, and it won't work. Or I would say, I'm not happy with the results. Hence, the power of life coaching as an art because we can strategize, we can create opportunities for the brain, to respond in different way. It's just like when a doctor give you medications, sometimes it won't work and the doctor will change the prescriptions. Do you get me on this? I have medical people in the house, okay? In the same token, if you are a coach, if you are a teaching professional like Coach Joanna in the house, okay, you've got the modules, you've got all these sets, and sometimes there are students that would not respond to it and you would change it. That's why the 90-10 rule. There would always be 10%, in the research in the field that would not respond. And of course, it is unfortunate that many people would see it at work, see it failed, see in all of this. Now, what I wanted to do tonight is to show you the reasons and the origin why the 10% will happen. Okay, is that okay? So I'm going to give you the reason why, the 10% would happen. That 10% would happen. So it means that I can employ a science-based, research-based process to a client. Of course, no one size fits all. We know that. But I want to put a contention and I want to put a clear demarcations why it's not going to work or why at times, the 10% will be the case with our clients. Is that something that you are interested with? Now, I want you to just like pull back and see that if you can get to fMRI, and there are machines, okay, that specifically you can see how the brain works during coaching. You will see that the brain starts to relax, the brain starts to cooperate. And what happens during coaching is that there are new neural pathways that are created and being nurtured and being strengthened. And because these are new neural pathways, it means that they are first timer, there are new ways, and never been. But it takes time for them to acclimate and to truly put into integration to the kind of life that you have today. Now, I'm going to pull back. Okay. So, in case you've got to, have an opportunity for us to have this fMRI, you will see all the backups why life coaching works on the scientific. But I'm going to put it now in layman's term, and I'm going to tell you how it works, okay? And why it works, okay? Why it works or how it works now, okay? In the perspective of day to day, okay? So, why would it work? Okay? Why would it work and why it works? How many of you wants to know that? Okay? So, first, okay, all coaching principles, all coaching strategies have empirical foundations. All. It means all the process, all the structure. So like for example, actively co-create life coach certification program that I offer. There is a structure in there. There are empirical basis why it is like that. Okay, there are evidence-based practices. There are experiences with our clients. There are case studies. There are research in psychology. There are behavioral science to inform and to confirm with the methodologies. It means that a professional life coaching process service would always have an empirical foundation. It means your coach should be able to discuss it with you, should be able to explain it to you. So it cannot be that it's just like it is what it is. So why am I hurt when somebody leaves me? Why am I hurt if somebody betrayed me? A coach will not simply tell you because it is. There are principles, there are biology, there are science behind why you are able to feel the hurt. That's why when you say that the problem is money, the coach will tell you, let's work it out. Where is the source of the problem that's causing you to have lack of money or not being able to handle the money? Because somewhere out there is an empirical foundation why you cannot manage money, relationship, and business. Are you getting this? A coach should be able to explain it to you why you are acting in a certain manner. There is a foundation for that. And a coach should be able to tell you, it's just like sports coach. It's easy and you just say, why do I get a coach in basketball when all I need to do is get the ball and shoot it on the ring? No, that's not how it works. And a coach will tell you that if we want to get the strategy, okay, this is the kind of practice, this is the kind of moves that you need to do, and why. There is an empirical foundation why. That's why coaching works. So if you work with a professional life coach, your coach should be able to tell you the empirical foundation of why things are happening in your life. Not in a perspective of giving you advice or describing it, but giving you an empirical foundation. Do you get me on this? That's why learning mental models are important. You're right. You're right, Coach Lian. I see that. Okay. Number two. Okay. So, neuroplasticity and behavioral science. Now, understanding the principles of neuroplasticity can truly make you believe that life coaching works. Because when you get to recognize that the brain has the ability to adapt and rewire itself through life, okay, throughout the entire lifespan of the human being, you will get to see that with shift in mind, you know, mind view, okay, or state of mind, you shift that, okay, you can achieve changes in life. Because neuroplasticity will tell you that the brain can be rewired. And so if the brain can be rewired through a process, not hypnosis, by the way, okay, it means that your processing, your thought processing would change over time. And because it changed over time, it will naturally give you a different result, which, if done right, results that are better and greater than what you had. Now, there are times that the ending of life coaching, for example, if you get a coach, a relationship coach, okay, to make your marriage or your relationship, boyfriend girlfriend relationship works, there is a possibility that at the end of the coaching, the couple parted ways. It is unfortunate, but there would be cases like that. Or instead of an engaged couple saying, I do, they could end up looking at things and say, this is not for us. Now, it doesn't mean that the process did not work. It only means that with the rewiring of the brain, with new concepts coming in, with a new neural pathways being created, the person get to see a new way of handling situation. Like in the past, the only way available to the person is to argue all day, all night. It is possible that through the process, the person would come into terms and say, I can grow myself alone until I am ready. I'm not saying that this would always be the case because things could be different. But how many of you are getting this right now? Okay. So it is not for the coach to tell you, we don't have a magic wand, we don't have a crystal ball that can tell you what would happen at the end of the process. But we can tell you that based on empirical foundation, these are the process that we can help you go through with, and in co-actively co-create certification program, I teach my students, I tell my students, I train my students to believe, okay, in the power of collaboration and co-creating a process with their clients. So it is not just telling the clients, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, because that's advising. We can't. In the same token, we cannot guarantee. It says like, okay, I'm going to get you as a coach. Do you guarantee that my husband will come back to me? Would you guarantee that my marriage would be awesome like when we were 20 years ago? I cannot. I cannot guarantee that. Okay? Why? Because life coaching, okay, which is point number 3, works on the psychological well-being of a person, taking it off from positive psychology. We are focused on well-being, strengthening, fulfillment. And we get to incorporate assessment, sometimes intervention, okay, to guide our clients to see how life can flourish for them. So, if, by the way, I just want to echo this. If you are a relationship coach and you are promoting that working with you guarantees that the person will have the love of his life, of her life, or the husband will come back, you cannot. That's unethical, because relationships are two individuals. You can probably be coaching the wife or the husband, or you can probably be coaching both, but you cannot guarantee that they will be together, because they are two different individuals, and the decisions to be together are actually left on them. When you say, I will do whatever it takes for you to be together, that's not coaching. And that's not science based. You cannot. Okay. So how many of you here had clients, or maybe you had somebody tells you, okay, I'm going to get you as a coach, but can you promise me that this is the result I'm going to get? How many of you have that experience? Come on now. Okay. How many of you have experienced that? Okay. Another thing that you can take a look at life coaching as a science is this. Okay. There is a way, okay, there is a way for us to track, okay? There is a way for us data, okay, to track data-driven results. We can track. I can track my client's progress, and I can tell you, well, my client is, because it's science. Okay? So, how many of you is connecting this? Okay. Life coaching, okay, uses also the integration of biological and psychological. Okay, we call it psychosocial approach. Okay, and this is the recognition of the interconnectedness of biological, psychological, and social factors in a social factors in a person's life. Okay, biopsychosocial approach. So you have psychological, biological, and the social, and you put it together. These are elements that would kind of give you a picture of what would it be at the end of the process. Like a client who started in a safe environment and continue in a triggered, harmful, and unsafe environment would have a different result if the client continued to work and stay in a safe environment. Hence the reason why one of the things that I am really focused is to build a mental health facility. No, I'm not in that field of, of course, I will be doing my mental health certification program. But what I want to do is to prove that people have, every person have the opportunity to be healed from their mental illness or challenges because of the development in neuroplasticity. Now, I'd like you to understand why. Okay, why? And this is your area of opportunities. This is where you can improve. If you are a life coach here, you are a coaching professional, you are a coaching, enthusiast, okay? And you want to look into, life coaching to work for your clients. I want you to understand, and I want you to be mindful of 5 things why your case can fall on the 10% that would not work, or you would not get the result that you have in mind. Are you ready for this? Can I get a yes? And before you give me the yes, can you just let me know, how do you feel at this moment in time? How's everybody feeling so far? Okay. If you are new to the space, or if you are new to the conversations, okay, we are also streaming live in Coach A I Connect channel in YouTube. So it is live streaming like simultaneously. So some of the comments I'm able to see here, like Master Coach Jasmine, okay, is in YouTube. Okay, if you're in YouTube, Master Coach Jasmine, okay, Coach Nords, I think it's Coach Lean, sorry, who's in YouTube, okay? So you can, okay, you can comment in YouTube, and I encourage you to watch the replays in YouTube, okay, for that, it's HD, okay? So can you just give me your feelings right now? How are you feeling? Okay, I'm gonna give you the 10. And why it's important, okay, for you to see the 10 is because this is your area of opportunities to be mindful. And I think these are the things that you need to have a deeper conversations with your client to set the right expectations about the process. Okay. So let me know in the comments, how are you feeling at this moment in time? Mood meter check. How are you feeling? How do you feel at this moment in time? Okay. So give me, give me just an emoji. Okay. What's your emoji right now? Okay. So what is your emoji? How do you feel right now? How do you, what's your mood? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you excited? Okay, so learning all these things. So how are you feeling? Okay, happy to learn. Okay, excited. I'm glad. Okay, what about the others? Okay, I'd like the emoji. Super interested. Okay, feeling excited about the next. Okay, so the five things that I'm going to share with you are five things that you will have to look into, because this is where it can fall on the 10%, not the 90%. So you could have all this science base and all this, but the case of your client can fall on the 10% because of these five things. Okay. So, ayan. Okay. So, five things. Okay. Five things. Okay, I can see your Robert. Okay, Coach Sean, Lady Jen, Coach Darbel, Bianca, you're still here. Awesome. Coach Berna, Coach Joanna, Coach Orville. Okay, great. Coach Rizal. Okay, I'm gonna give you five things why it can fall on the 10. Okay, so when people tell you, oh, it's not effective, well, you said it's science-based, why it's not, okay, I'm gonna give you five. Okay, the first, the first is what we call cultural touchstones. Cultural touchstone. Put it in a chat box. Cultural touchstones. What does it mean? Cultural touchstones are the person's experience, exposure to what they have in their family, experience with media, experience with caregiver, experience with the people in their space right now. Now, again, it's cultural touchstones. It means there are many touchstones. There are many cultural variables that can take place. And what is unfortunate, at a certain point in time, that cultural touch points can come in big contrast in the mind of our clients. And some clients may decide to work on their cognitive biases. Again, our clients are free to choose. And if our clients decide to work and side and go on in favor of one of their cognitive biases, then you get to start seeing cultural touchstones kind of in action and playing a very crucial role in the coaching practice. Now, how many of you, okay, some of you would call beliefs, principles, practice, way of doing, Okay? We say nakasanayan. How many of you have that? Tradition and all the things that are engraved in the person's life, mind, thought processes, or at the end of the day, the person will desire to follow through. It's just like after going through processes, after going through coaching, the person knows what it is to go through marriage. The person understand that marriage is a commitment, that marriage have to be like this and all of that. But culturally, if the person is on an arranged marriage, the person can still decide to proceed. How many of you can see this? Okay. Yes. Okay. Some people would say, as long as you don't touch my religion, or if this is what's taught in my religion and you go against that, it is unfortunate, okay, that the profession is never about religion and it's never against your religion. Like, I don't know why people would say, why do you need a coach? There's Christ. It's the same thing. Why do you need a doctor if Jesus is the greatest healer? Because science is also created by the Most High. In the same token, it's just like another profession that helps many people achieve the results that they want. And in this case, the results that the people want is the change and transformation. How many of you are getting this? Okay. So, yes, don't touch my family. Family ko sila. Akong bahala. Bakit ikaw mas magaling ka pa? Wala naman po kaming pakialam. When I say wala po kaming pakialam, hindi po kami nagdidictate sa pamilya. Okay? But we cannot control what would happen to the brain, okay, to the process, okay, after going through the process. We cannot control. It's just like the doctor tells me that I have to go through a surgery because of my medical conditions. But the doctor cannot control how my body would truly respond. The doctor can give me all my vitamins, can give me all the preparatories, the works, and all. The medical practitioners, the medical team can do whatever it takes. But on the day of the surgery, some people don't make it. Some people don't get to recover. But it's not right to believe that the doctor wants to kill the patient. No. Are you getting this? Number 2. Okay. If there is a cultural touchstones, there is also such a thing as human touchstones. Okay. So, human touchstones, okay, are the experiences that we have directly to the human beings that we are strongly related with. And if you've heard of this, in the spiritual side, there's such a thing as soul ties. Okay, so there are strong touchstones, personal touchstones that could, okay, human touchstone that can impact the result of our coaching. Okay, so human touchstones would also talk about the kind of relationships that a mother and a daughter or a child and a parents would have. These are strong relationships. These are human touchstones. And there are variables. There are not just cognitive connections between these two human beings, but you talk about DNA, you talk about the entirety, okay, the innermost core of a human being. So how many touchstones do we have? So if you have your parents, you have your sisters, you have your uncles, your aunts, your grandma, your husband, if you're married, and your touchstone, your human touchstones to everyone you had sexual relationships. So these are touchstones that have would have impact in the process of coaching because it impacts our memory, it impacts our body responses. If you have trauma, okay, our stored trauma would be activated and would be triggered by these human touchstones. How many of you getting this? Yes, dito yung sa family, kahit may trauma, okay na lang. Yes, Coach Marife, you're getting this. Okay, how many of you is still here? Can you just give me still here? Still here. I still have 3 more. Okay, so 3 more. So you have cultural touchstones, you have human touchstones, and this here. Here's the thing. Okay. Okay. Collective. Okay, here's the thing. Collective experiential feedback. Collective experiential feedback. Now, at a certain point in time, our clients can receive feedback from different sources. And if they can just hear the feedback, receive the feedback, they would be okay at a certain point in time. But if the feedback becomes cohesive, collective, and they get to experience that pressure point, then it changes. Then it changes the entire ball game. So at a certain point in time, a couple of days back, I had a conversations with someone. So I'm not her coach, but she told me that after her coaching program or after the result that she's getting, a person in her life or the people, some people in her life are not so happy with the changes. And so they did something to her relationship. And it's because the person can now feel the collective feedback, and that feedback is now experiential. And this is where some of our coachee will decide to take a step back and go back to their old life. Are you getting me on this? Can you see why? Even if what we're doing is scientifically proven or tested, it can still get a result that is different from what we agreed upon. Yes. Okay. Number 4. Okay, number 4 is, okay, here's the thing. Number 4 are, okay, number 4 is the rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions that, okay, the rhetorical questions that our clients allowed to disprove, to challenge the process. What does it mean? Our clients would have a different kind of experience because they've been through coaching. But there will be rhetorical questions from the people around them, rhetorical questions from the things that they get to read, which did not have the same experience as they have with us. And the moment they entertain the rhetorical questions, it would have definitely changed their view and the results they will get from the coaching. Because they start entertaining rhetorical questions from people who never been to the same situations or the same process as they going through. And even if they're going through the same process, like I have how many clients in my mental health coaching program? 1 year. All of my clients have different experiences in the same program. And so when they start entertaining rhetorical questions, unfortunately from people who've never been to the same program or the same process, okay, another ploy or another results may come into the picture. Connecting. How many of you connecting? Awesome. And my number 5 is this. Okay, my number 5 is this. Language. Language. You know how powerful language is? Your own vocabulary, your own words, the words of the client. When a client would say, I don't know, I don't understand, I don't get it, I have not changed, nothing works. It's the same. I'm not good. Or this is not working. Oh, this is chamba. This language would definitely change the ball game for our clients. Did you get that? So language plays a very strong role in the results of our clients. Are you getting this? Language can either solidify the results that they get, okay? Because language is abstract. Honestly, it's abstract. Huh? Yes, it's abstract. It's an abstract thing, and the client have many definitions of this word. And the same thing when they say, when you ask a person, have you eaten? And the person will tell you, I'm not hungry. Or do you have food? You know those questions? Or the person, the tone, Robert. Yeah. Yes, the tone is part of the language. It's a part of expression, right? So if it's the same thing when you say coaching works, it's because coaching works, okay? Or it's one thing when you say, I am growing, I am maturing, I am experiencing, I'm going through changes, as versus you say, di naman ako nagbabago, ganun pa rin ako. It's your language. Are you getting this? Yeah. Words, narratives, thought process, expressions, name it. Or in Tagalog, we have this nakasanayan, bukang bibig. Okay. It's just like you're working on productivity, you're working on deliverables, you're working on speed, and you say, ang bagal-bagal ko. But what happens to when you work on? Or something happened, something did not work, and say, bumalik ako sa dati. Those are language that hits and impact the results that you have. Or especially when you say, wala naman nangyayari, paulit-ulit na, bumabalik pa rin naman ako. Ganito talaga ako. Eto na naman ako. These are languages that hurts you. So, there are actually more, but I think this 5 is something that you can hold and work on for you to see, for you to like for you to see where the crack is. Because life coaching is based on science. There are really strong foundations on the process, the toolkits that we use. And if it's not working or delivering the results, then work on the 5, because probably that's where you get to see the cracks. Now, okay, Coach Marife, you said negative languages expresses unreadiness. Not really, Coach Marife, because some clients are already progressing, but they have this habit of still saying one thing. Okay, so and some people are here on the screen. Okay, this is when I understood this from a science perspective. Now we become very conscious and very particular, very mindful of what people say and how people talk to themselves. because those words, this language are really coming in, okay, and impacting the results that they are getting from the coaching program. I get to see that, you know, a client who would have, you know, I will not even want to say positive, because my client can tell me negative words. My client can tell me how negative they feel, but it should be true so that we can start working on it. Okay? So one of the things that I would say to my clients is, please, wag mong lokohin yung sarili mo. It's because based on science, if you fool yourself, then you dilute the program impact or positive impact of your coaching program in your brain. And then you say coaching is not working for you. It's because you are diluting. Okay. Yeah. It's disempowering. Okay. So as I close, okay, I'd like you to take a look at, while life coaching may not fit the traditional definition of hard science, you will get to see that the practice of authentic, ethical life coaching is integrating scientific principles. And with this integration of science-based, research-based, you get to see how effective a process can be if you allow the process to be completed. It's just like a medicine. If you don't complete the dosage, then you don't get the effectiveness of it. I hope you're getting this. There's a balance between the art and the science of how we do our profession and how we practice it. And a professional life coach offers you a well-rounded approach that both benefits the client, the coach, and the process. Because in life coaching, we say, trust yourself, trust your coach, and trust the process. And so, if the science and art would not be balanced in a way, okay, or will not be in harmonious combination in a way that our approach is well-rounded, then it will definitely hurt the client, the coach, the process, and ultimately the result. Life coaching is a science. Maybe not hard, but then again, all science have basis. And so, life coaches, you can stand on the ground that what we do are ethical, what we do really works, what we do produce results, and what we do help to transform lives. So if you have questions, you can direct your questions to me. If you want professional training in life coaching, please consider co-actively co-create life coach certification program. If you need life coaching, if you need my service, please connect with me directly. Or if you are one person and you want to experience what we are doing in our coaching hub, please visit Decaf Coffee Republic, located at Pioneer Center Compound, along Pioneer Road, corner Brixtons and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. We are open from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. #up all night. So you can still visit the Coffee Republic at this moment and time until 5 a.m. And I hope to see you, okay, during Thursdays and Saturdays. So good night, everyone. Everyone on the screen, please share your #PackMyBagMoment and your #Return of Insight. This is Master Coach A. Thank you so much for being part of our journey here in Life Coach Corner. So magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Love, bam boom, love, bam boom, love, bam boom. Good night.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag and drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag and drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.